ॐ नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तन्तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिनी व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Today we will begin the Stotram study called Vishnu Shatpadi Stotram, or it is also called Prarthana Shatpadi Stotram. It is attributed to Adi Shankaracharya, and we all know, how Shankaracharya has contributed in a three-fold way, to the Shastras. The topmost level is the Prasthanatrayam, that is his commentaries on Brahma Sutras and the 10 Upanishads and the 18 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita. At the second level, Acharya Shankaras are those various treatises on Vedanta called Prakarana Granthas. And then at the third level, we have these divine stotrams, and we have studied quite a number of them, how the stotrams are dedicated to the divinities, Devis and Devatas, and some of them also, are Prakarana Granthas like Dakshinamurti Stotram. So this Shatpadi Stotram is a beautiful composition which is a prayer, prayer to Bhagavan, Bhagavan to release one from the suffering, release from the worldliness and lift oneself out of this samsara sagara. So it is the plea of a devotee to seek devotion, and there is the Sharanagati Tattvam in this composition. Now, Shatpadi, the name suggests that there must be 6 verses. But Nirvana Shatkam, we had the name there. Shatkam is a collection of 6 verses. And here there are actually 7. But the 7th one is the concluding verse, often known as the Phala Shruti. And the remaining 6, the first 6 are, what this Shatpadi Stotram is all about. Now, why is it called Shatpadi and not Shatkam? Let us take the word Padam. The word Padam has got many meanings. Padam means a quarter. Padam means a foot, feet. Padam means the path, and Padam means a destination. We say Vishnoho Paramam Padam. And so we can take a couple of these meanings. So if the first 6 verses, Padam also means word, Padam, Pade, Padani. So the first 6 verses are like the Padani, are the verses that describe the glory of Bhagavan. And the last verse also, in the 7th verse, we see the first line of the 7th verse will have the 6 words, Narayana Karunamai Sharanam Karavani Tavakau Charanam. These 6 words also is the reason why it is called a Shatpadi Stotram. That is one meaning. Then, maybe you all recollect the Dhyana Shloka from the Bhagavad Gita. लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरहः पीपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पंकजं करिमल प्रध्वंसि न श्रेयसे. Where we saw the description of the Itihasa Mahabharatam being likened to a lotus. Yeah. And for that Amritam, the fragrance and the nectar of the lotus, which is the Harikathas and the essence, the Vedanta Saram, the Mumukshus will come. So Shatpadi is the word in Sanskritam for a honey bee. A honey bee has 6 legs. So Shatpadi. And just as a honey bee will always seek the fragrant nectar of the flowers, so too the Shatpadi like Mumukshus like us and the Jignasus and the Bhaktas are always seeking the Divya Amritam. The Divya Amritam, Charana Amritam and the Vedanta Saram. So this is dedicated to all those Bhaktas. That is the meat. Now this is set to a meter called Arya meter. Yeah? And we have done one work also by Adi Shankaracharya, Prashnottara Ratnamalika. I think that was also set to the Arya meter. Now this meter lends itself very beautifully to singing also. Yeah. Now, with that short introduction, we will go to the first shloka, and that is we have already sung it, so you are familiar with the meaning. Avinayamapanaya Vishnu Damaya Mana Shamaya Vishaya Mriga Trishna. This is the first line. Avinayam Apanaya. Hey Vishnu Damaya Manaha Shamaya Vishaya Mriga Trishna. And the second line, Bhutadayam Vistaraya Taraya Samsara Sagarataha. Bhutadayam Vistaraya Taraya Samsara Sagarataha. So here, Avinayam is the absence of Vinayam. So the first line is talking about the eradication of negativity in us. Avinayam Apanaya. Notice the literary style here. There are verbs ending in aya, aya, apanaya, damaya, shamaya, and vistaraya, taraya. This is the beauty of the Shankaracharya's works. There'll be a poetic brilliance. As we say in the south, these musical trinities there, Muthuswami Dikshita, Tyagaraja Swami and Shamasundara. Like that, there are 3 great beings of poetic excellence. That is Valmiki, sage Adikavi Valmiki, Kalidasa and Adi Shankaracharya. So, Avinayam Apanaya, He Vishnu, Damaya Manaha, Shamaya Vishayam Mriga Trishna. Then Bhutadayam Vistaraya Taraya Samsara Sagarataha. Okay. Now it's a simple meaning, and here Acharya addresses the first verse. The Sambodhana is Vishnu. Now Vishnu is we know that there are 2 meanings for Vishnu and Shiva and Devi. One will always be the Purana meaning. What is the Purana meaning? Purana meaning is, a personified Devata who is superhuman and with many Kalyana Guna Sampannaha, attributed with many gunas. That is the Purana meaning. And then the other meaning will be Shruti based, which we have seen just now in Bhaja Govindam also. Tvayimai Chanyat Eko Vishnu. That is the one Vishnu Tattvam is in you, is in me, and elsewhere also in everybody. Yeah? So that is the Vishnu being addressed here. Hey Vishnu, Avinayam Apanaya. Apanaya means to remove, to eradicate. Yeah? O Lord, O Prabhu, you remove this avinayam. Now, vinayam, is what? Humility. Yeah. The Bhagavad Gita, also we have seen a number of shlokas on this. Vidya, Vinaya, Sampanne, Brahmane, Gavihastini, Shuni, Chaiva, Shvapakeja, Panditaha, Samadarshinaha. Yeah. And there are beautiful subhashitams. How a person of knowledge, is definitely going to be humble. In Prashnotram, we saw, two things always go together. Where there is immense wealth, generosity will be there. Knowledge and humility. Power and justice. Strength and gentleness. Yeah? So, Vidya dadati vinayam vinayat yati patritam patritvat dhanam dhanat dharmam tataha sukham. Beautiful subhashitam about how the one who possesses humility goes all the way, gains the eligibility and the adhikaritvam up to the parama sukham. But here, the first word is avinayam. What is avinayam? Is the sense of arrogance. And here in the Vedantic context, what is the arrogance meant here? The abhimana, the strong entrenched notion that this is me, this belongs to me. Yeah. So that I, me and my notion will give what? Will give a very distorted vision of the world. So, hey Bhagavan, you please remove this, avinayam, this abhimana, the notion of I, me and mine, and make me a vidya vinaya sampannaha, the one who has sama darshanam. Yeah? And how can we get that sama darshanam? Only by this knowledge that the same Vishnutvam, the Tattvam resides in all forms. So to see the beauty and the glory of Bhagavan in all the life forms. That is the prayer here. That may I have that vision that every jiva is an amsha of Ishvara. So, hey Bhagavan, avinayam apanaya. See, apanaya, damaya, shamaya, all this is lakara called lot lakara in Sanskritam, which can be imperative but also a prayer. Please, Bhagavan, the devotee is so close to Bhagavan, says remove, eliminate, this ahankara in me that is obstructing my vision and separating me from you. Avinayam, apanaya. Then the second verb is damaya. Now, dama, shamadama, we already know from the Shakta Sampatti of Tattvabodha, same dama here. So, dama here is to subdue, subdue or quieten. What? Damaya manaha. And the manas, we know, is the most important instrument, but also the most chanchalam. Chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramadi balavadridam, Arjuna said in the Gita. It is obstinate, it is strongly willed, it will have its own logic to get things done. So, here, the Bhakta is praying that, I am not the boss of the mind, rather the mind is dictating, do this, do that, and, leading me to a Raga Dvesha based Vyavahara. So, hey Vishnu Damaya, you please, master the mind for me. Yeah, Damaya Manaha. Now, how can we gain that mastery, the mastery over the mind, which is leading me to bondage, to addictions, to fulfillment of raga dveshas, which has all these binding desires, by commitment to dharma and the right principles. Yeah, right, R-I-D-E, we have seen, reduce adharma, increase dharma, and dedicate all the actions to Ishvara, and finally, the E is experiencing prasada buddhi, everything coming from the altar of Ishvara. So here the devotee is praying for, let me have the insight and the strength to master my mind. Yeah, damaya manaha. Then the third verb is shamaya. Now shamaha is mastery of the mind here. Again, here it is shamaya. What must one subdue or quell? Vishaya mriga trishna. Vishaya mriga trishna. Now this mriga trishna, it is a word for the illusory mirage, and it is also the name of the deer. So there is a story that how this deer, Mrigatrishna, is in search of water, and it is running and running in the desert sand, and where it perceives water, but it is just an illusion. And it runs and finally exhausted, it drops. So here the devotee is praying that, hey Bhagavan, hey Vishnu, these sense organs, they are running after sense objects. Yeah, and they're chasing the finite worldly pleasures. And you please, Vishaya Mrigatrishna Shamaya. Remove this attachment to the finite objects. Yeah. Shamaya, Vishaya, Mriga, Trishna. So remove the adhyasas. Yeah, adhyasa, we have seen that topic from Acharya, that how mistaking the anitya vastus for nityam. I am mistaking the shell for silver, the rope for the snake, and so too the world cannot give me the fullness and the purnatvam, peace and happiness that I am seeking, and yet my mind is driven towards this, Jagat Mithya. So you please Shamaya, Vishaya, Mriga, Trishna. Then the second line was Bhutadayam Vistaraya Taraya Samsara Sagarataha. Here is it again. So, Abhinayam, Apanaya, Vishnu, Damaya, Manas, Shamaya, Vishaya, Mriga, Trishna, Bhutadayam. Now, here are the positive qualities. Yeah, Dayam, Bhuta Daya, Daya is compassion, Vistaraya. Hey Prabhu, you expand my mind to accommodate all the Bhutas and give me that infinite, compassionate nature, and Taraya, Samsara Sagartaka. And very easy, Taraya is to Taranam Karotu. You help me cross over this Samsara Sagar. Now let us look at Bhuta Daya. Now, what is really Daya, compassion? Our Puja Swamiji's name is based on this quality, Daya. So, this name was given to Swamiji by Swami Chinmayananda. And when he gave the name, he said, no other name fits Puja Swamiji. Swamiji was Natarajan, the Purvashrama Nama, and said, I can only think of this one name that flashes on my mind. So, Puja Swami Dayananda Saraswati. So, you see that Daya, compassion is a non-judgmental attitude, all encompassing, non-demanding, and embracing the whole of life. Why? Because the Jnani's understanding is Ahameva Idam Sarvam. He is celebrating the whole of life. He says, I am, the same, essentially, non-different tattvam as the mosquito, as the fly, as the stars, as the planets, as all beings. So this Daya is the dynamic expression of a Jnani. Again there is a beautiful Subhashitam. Narasya Bharanam Rupam, Rupasya Bharanam Gunaha, Gunasya Bharanam Jnanam, Jnanasya Bharanam Daya or Ksham. That is in the human. What is that which adorns a human being? It is the beautiful qualities. Then amongst all the qualities, the beauty of the form. And what excels all of them is Daya. So that is the Daya that I want, hey Vishnu. So towards all the Bhutas. Bhuta Dayam Vistarya. Fill my heart with compassion or expand my mind. Then we have Taraya Samsara Sagarataha. Now, samsara means the world. Yeah. Now, the world is not a problem. What is the problem? Worldliness. Yeah. The world does not bind us. The world is Ishvara Srishti. But where is the bondage? And we have seen this many times that the worldly tree, the samsara vrikshaha, is in the mind. So too, this unfathomable, a difficult samsara sagara, ocean of samsara, is also in the mind. Yeah, in the mind, in the form of I, me, and mine. This notion. So the last two verbs here is Taraya Samsara Sagarataha. Tasil Pratyaya. From this ocean of samsara where the jivas are drowning. Yeah, drowning. please lift me out and help me cross. So various analogies for samsara is given here. Sometimes it's like a huge fire. Sometimes it's a tree, which we've seen in Kathopanishad and Bhagavad Gita. And here it is the ocean. The ocean, because it is fathomless. You can't see the other shore at all. So, just like the vast, endless tree of samsara, even the sagara, I don't know where it will all end, and I am struggling. No? Now, who is struggling in the samsara? The answer is everyone. In which ashrama? All the ashramas. See, brahmacharis, students, all of you parents know what a turbulent stage of struggle and of self-acceptance that the children go through. Very turbulent. For both parents also, very difficult time. Then the children are struggling to get settled, in a career, and then settled in the grihastha stage. Now, does the grihastha stage solve the problem of struggle? Not necessarily. The grihasthas are somewhat settled, but again there are EMIs and loans and duties. The pressure of responsibilities are there for the grihasthas. Yeah, very active stage, karma pradhana stage. Then what about post-retirement? Yeah, they have vanaprastha ashram. They have even more struggle today. Today's age of distractions, the loneliness has increased, insecurity has increased. There is the health-centered issues. What will happen to me? What will happen to others? Yeah. So vanaprastha also is full of struggle. Then maybe the sannyasi is happy. Yeah. The sannyasi also is struggling. Why today? Because today we don't enjoy a society, that supports the sannyasi mindset. So even the sannyasis have to fend for themselves. They have to find their own ways of diksha, have to support themselves. Majority of them. And that is why Adi Shankaracharya has said, Balastavat Krida Saktaha, Tarunastavat Taruni Saktaha, Vriddhastavat Chinta Saktaha, Parame Brahmani Kopina Saktaha. So there is the struggle at every stage of life. Yeah? The young person wants a career, wants to get married. Then after marriage, one wants to be a parent. Then we are worried about children and their settlement. So that is the samsara sagara described here. So if we do not prepare ourselves, this is an excellent way, this prayer, which shows, Bhagavan, lift me out of this worldliness in my mind. Let me not chase the finite, pleasures of the world, but let me seek you. So samsara sagarataha taraya, you help me cross. And again in the Dhyana shloka we saw that Sotirna khalu pandavai rananadi kaivartaka keshavaha. When Keshava is kaivartaka means the boat's person, and satsanga is the boat. Then that rananadi, that battle, river, for the Pandavas, they crossed over by the grace of Krishna. So same thing here, even Meera has sung this. Bhavasagar sab sukh gaya hai, fikar nahi mujhe tarna ki, Meera ke Prabhu giridhar nagar palit gayi more nainan ki. So she says, I am devoted to my Guru's feet, to the Guru Parampara, and I have no fear of this intimidating samsara. Why? Because it has completely dried up. Sukh gaya. How did it dry up? Because my vision, my orientation, my cognition has changed by the grace of the Guru. So this is a prayer for that Ishvara Anugraha. Now remember in Uddhava Gita recently we saw Uddhava asking Krishna how to get devotion, and what did Krishna say? A variety of devotional practices, and prayer is one of them. That will give you satsanga with a Guru and a Mahatma. Then you will have the devotion to the Supreme, and you will be free from this, samsara sagara. Yeah? So that is this first line here. We'll chant it one more time. Avinayamapανaya Vishnu damaya manashamaya vishaya mrigatृष्णा bhutadayam vistaraya taraya samsara sagarataha. Second verse. Divyadhuni makarande Parimala paribhoga satchidanande Shripati padaravinde Bhavabhaya kedachide vande Divyadhuni makarande Parimala paribhoga satchidanande. So Divyadhuni is referring to the Ganga Devi, celestial Ganga Devi. Makaranda means honey. Parimala is the fragrance. Paribhoga is the enjoyment or the nectarine enjoyment of Satchit Ananda Swarupaha. Shripati Padaravinde. Aravinda, is lotus. So Shripati is the Lord of Mahalakshmi, the Lord of all wealth. And Bhavabhaya Khedat Chide Vande. Okay. So here, again, a beautiful verse here, where we have what is the main verb here? Vande. Vande is a Atmanepadi verb, which is Aham Vande, Aham Nandi. So I salute. I salute what? Yeah, the Aravinde. Sri Padaravinde. Sri Padaravinde. Who is Sri Pati here in the shloka? So Lakshmi Pati. No, Lakshmi Pati is none other than Bhagavan. Remember, we have seen one shloka where we saw the definition of Bhagavan from the Vishnu Purana. Bhagaha asya asti iti Bhagavan. So Bhagaha is the sixfold wealth, which Bhagavan has in absolute measure. Yashas, Vairagyam, Jnanam, Balam, Shrihi, like that. Aishwaryam, overlordship. Now we all also have some fame, some wealth, some status, some overlordship, but not in absolute measure. So the only one having it in absolute infinite measure is Bhagavan. And that is the same meaning given here as Shri Pati. So that Shri Pati Padaravinde, the lotus feet. Notice the dual, the two lotus feet, Aham Vande. Now the lotus, we all know, is a very familiar and analogy in the Shastras. Yeah? To be like a lotus in the world, untouched. Yeah, why is the lotus so popular? Because the lotus is a symbol of purity and it is always looking to the sun and blooming. Yeah. So too we refer to the heart lotus, the lotus feet of the Guru, or the lotus eyes. Yeah. Because when the bhakta faces the sunshine, then the bhakta is also free from the darkness of ignorance, just as a lotus will fully bloom. So, Aham Vande Sri Pati Padaravinde. I salute the lotus feet of the Lord. And that is why in our culture, the feet are considered very sacred. Yeah, why do we worship the two padakas of the Guru? Because they stand for everything. Paravidya and Aparavidya. If we want worldly success and materialistic well-being, then prayers we want, that also we will get by pujas to the jnanis. And shreyas we want, mukti phalam, that also is there. So the two lotus feet, Sri Pati Padaravinde Aham Vande. Then the other words in this shloka is, are adjectives to the Padaravinde, lotus feet. First is Divya Dhuni Makarande. Divya Dhuni, I told you, is the divine celestial Ganga. And in the Puranas, we hear the story of the divine Ganga, who was a resident of Swarga. Yeah? And then from the lotus feet of Bhagavan Vishnu, by the Bhagirathi tapas, there was avataranam, descent of the Ganga through the rain and snow. She flows to the plains, and then from the plains to the ocean, and through the ocean to the nether worlds. So in all the three worlds, we have the sacred celestial Ganga Devi. So she is the Divya Dhuni. And Makaranda is the nectar. Yeah. So the Ganga Devi, whose source is in heaven, yeah, and from the feet of Mahavishnu. The Puranas describe that. So the devotee, may I enjoy that Makaranda. Makaranda is the nectar of devotion, similarly of the Jnana Ganga in my heart temple. Divya Dhvanim Makarande. So these lotus feet of Bhagavan, which are filled with the nectarine, Makaranda of the Divya Dhvani Ganga Devi, I worship that, the lotus feet. Then what else? Parimala. Parimala means fragrance. Yeah? And Paribhoga is again the nectar. So Satchidanande. So the lotus feet, which are symbolic of the Satchit Ananda Atma Sarupa, let me worship them and enjoy the divine fragrance and the divine nectar of this knowledge. Yeah? Then what else do the lotus feet do? Bhava bhaya khedachide. Yeah? This bhava. Bhavati iti bhavaha. We just saw samsara sagara is all about bhava only. Bhava means a life of becoming. Yeah? Constantly the mind will be seeking. If I do this, I'll be happy. If I avoid that, I will be happy. This is a source of bondage and suffering. So that bhava bhaya khedachide, the lotus feet that will destroy the bondage and the suffering of this bhavasagara, aham vande. Yeah, that is the so this second shloka is all about sharanagati. Yeah. Now the question is, will such a devotion really help us? Will it remove the samsara sagara? Some students will have this question. I'm studying Vedanta for so long, but nothing seems to be happening, changing in my life. Does it really work? Shravanam. There will be a doubt. What is the answer? It's like medicine. Shravanam is like medicine, aushadam. And how medicine will work over time in a very subtle way. So too, the one who does Shraddha with dedication and commitment, there will be the inner change, orientation change, cognitive shift. And what will really happen? I will gain the strength of mind to face my prarabdha. Many things have happened in the past for us. And still today I'm thinking about those memories. And I'm caught up in sad memories, and suffering. Why did I do that? Why did I not do that? So this devotion, this nishkama bhakti towards the Lord will first of all do what? Will help me accept the past. Because Ishvara's will. Yadeva bhavati tadeva mangalaya. What has happened? What is happening now? What is going to happen now? It is not in my hand, and I will be one with the plan. I will go to the big picture and do what is to be done. So this bhakti, worship of the lotus feet will give me that bhakti and the sharanagati. Sharanagati means what? Surrender. Yeah. And surrender of what? Yeah. Surrender of the notion that I am so and so, that this belongs to me. So surrendering the ownership and becoming a trustee. Now, even in the future, we will all have anxieties. What is going to happen to me? What is going to happen to the people around me, to my family, near and dear ones? So this Nishkama Bhakti will help me Ishvarize the whole life. Bring more Ishvara into my life and to accept, what has happened, accept what is happening, and also accept what is going to happen. Yeah. So I am released from this unnecessary, extra, burdensome sense of responsibility. Yeah? Tadeva bhavati. Yadeva bhavati, tadeva mangalaya. And as a result, I am blessed with equanimity. Yeah? Peace of mind. The third one. The third one is a Vedantic verse, and we will be able to very quickly connect to it. Satyapi bhedapagamena tatavaham namamakhina swam samudro hitarangaha kvachana samudro natarangaha. Sati api bheda apagame he natha tava aham na mamakinaha tvam samudraha hi tarangaha vachana samudraha na tarangaha. So here satya api, no, sati api bheda apagame. So here the devotee says that indeed it is true. What is true? Sati api, what is true is the bheda apagami. Yeah, what is true is, what does the Shastra tell us? The essential non-difference between Parameshwara and Jiva, Paramatma and the Jivatma. Yes, that apagame, the removal of this difference is there. Yeah, indeed, even though it is established. Where is it established? In the vision of the Shruti and the Upanishads. Tat Tvam Asi. This is the shloka for Aham Brahmasmi. But hey Natha, O Lord, Tava Aham. Yeah? Na Mamakinaha Tvam. So here the Bhakta says that even though there is the essential non-difference between you and me, yet I belong to you. Tava Aham. And not the other way around. Yeah? Na Mamakinaha Tvam. And this Acharya explains with the analogy of the very familiar analogy of the wave and the ocean. Samudraha hi tarangaha. Kvachana samudraha na tarangaha. Samudraha means of the ocean. Yeah, belonging to the ocean word is this tarangaha, a wave. Kvachana, but never does the ocean, samudraha, belong to the wave. Yeah, very familiar example. Who is the wave now? Us. The wave stands for the Jivatma. Yeah, the Jivatma who is conditioned, whose upadhi is a body, a mind which is limited in time and space and all their attributes. So too a wave. Waves are, millions of waves are there. They are born of the ocean. They are sustained by the ocean and they resolve back to the ocean. Yeah, the ocean is the karanam for the waves. Yeah. Now, is the other way around? Is the ocean born of the wave? The ocean, is it dependent on the wave? No. So here the Bhakta is telling Bhagavan that I belong to you. I am your amsha. Yeah? Essentially, just like a spark. A spark enjoys the swabhava of the parent fire. Yeah, but the parent fire is not in the spark, the whole. So too, ocean is independently existing. Ocean stands for Ishvara, which is Satyam. The wave stands for the Jivatma. The Jivatma that will come and go. See, waves will appear, will disappear. New waves are born. So too, the Jivas are also traveling. We have a whole Jiva Yatra planned out by the Prarabdha Karma. Then what will happen after this life? The Jiva will travel, subtle body will travel to another environment and it continues. But the Atma Tattvam is the invariable constant. Yeah. So the Bhakta says that the ocean does not belong to the wave belongs to the ocean. Yeah. So I am like the wave. Hey Natha, hey Prabhu, you are the ocean. You are the, Prabhu and I am the Dasa. Yeah? So this is the attitude of, Nishkama Bhakti here, devotion to the lotus feet. Now, as I told you, the last verse, it's a very beautiful last verse. I told you is the Phalashruti. And the seventh one, yeah. Narayanam Karunamaya Sharanam Karavani Tavakau Charanau. Iti Shatpadi Madiye Vadana Saroje Sada Vasatu. We will do this in the next session. But Shankaracharya says that, hey Narayana, you are Karunamaya, ocean of compassion. And Aham Sharanam Karavani, I take refuge in you, in these two charanaus, at your lotus feet. And iti Shatpadi Madiye Vadana Sarojam. Sarojam is lotus. So, in my lotus-like mouth, that is in my face, may the Shatpadi Stotram ever abide. Vasati. Yeah, that may it always be constantly present in my mind. May I be your Nishkama Bhakta, always worshipping your feet. Now, the other remaining verses we will do in the next session. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ